Hey, it's Dennis O'Brien back again on Let's Talk About It. I was on last week, and Susan was not on, and she's not going to, because of the legislature. She won't be on today either because the legislature ended on Wednesday, midnight. She was out every night till 3 o'clock in the morning until Thursday morning. But she immediately flew off to a conference in Annapolis, Maryland. She's going to be home tomorrow, so I'm going to have to make sure the house is in good shape and everything. And but she'll be back, and she worked very hard and very successful. Wyndham is going to do very well with state funding this year again, and I'm really proud of Susan. And here's somebody else I'm also really proud of too, because I first met her when she was 13 years old. I always call her Tara Risley, but now she's called Tara Calixto. But I billed you on the radio as Tara Risley Calixto.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's how
Well,
most
you've
people
always
know
been,
me anyways.
yeah, you've never been
No.
fussy
No.
about that
Definitely
kind of
not.
stuff, and I knew I could, and your family is so important to the town of Wyndham, and you come
Thank
from a
you.
great family. I knew who your father was when I was just 13 years old. I used to listen to the UConn basketball games on the radio. And he not only was a baseball player, as everybody knows, he was also a basketball player for
Yeah.
UConn. And they always George Ehrlich used to announce the games, and we had it on WHAY New Britain, John Risley of Coventry. And I thought maybe he went to Coventry High School, but no.
Wyndham High School.
Wyndham High School. Everybody
Oh,
went to
yeah.
Wyndham High School back
Played
then.
at the Y. Yep, walked
Yeah.
here every day.
Yeah, John was
He would
a
tell you.
legend. John's a legend. I had him on the show once, I think, and we talked about people we both knew I knew from New Britain who he played ball with.
Oh, right.
And we had a heck of a time, and it's still somewhere here in the archives. We'll have to pull it out sometime.
Oh, that would be a fun one to listen to.
Oh, yeah, that would be
Oh,
fun to
yeah.
listen to.
I'd love to hear his voice.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
understand. I'm hoping that someday when I'm gone, that my family will want to hear my voice. They don't want to listen to me now too much, but they might want
That's
to
how
hear
it
me
goes.
after I'm gone. I don't know. But anyway, I know you had a wonderful relationship with him, his only daughter,
That's right.
and a lot of sons. Four
Four.
sons.
Four
I
older
I think
brothers.
I played ball against all of them in softball down at the park, slow pitch.
Poor you.
Yeah, well, they were tough competitors, and I was a tough competitor, and so
Oh.
sometimes we did lock horns. Anyway,
bet.
yeah, that's right. Anyway, they were. You know what? I like tough competitors. I like to compete. I like to play games, and the life to some extent is a game. So some are more serious than others, and you're involved in a real serious game because you are and have been for quite some time the director of recreation for the town of Wyndham.
That's right.
And
Yep.
that-
I've actually been working for the town of Wyndham for almost 30 years.
You have, and I remember when you
Yes.
became director, because I was your neighbor
Yep.
in the town hall, and
That's
I was
right.
judge of probate, and you were right next door.
Yep.
And I remember that when you got that job, and we were also happy for you and for the town, because we knew that you would do a great job, and you have. And you've since gone through a couple of changes. You moved out of the town hall and over to 322 Prospect Street.
Yep. Which some people know as Kramer.
That's right.
Yep.
That's
And,
right. Formerly Wyndham High.
Yes, formerly Wyndham High. That's actually where my dad went to high
That's
school.
right.
Yep.
And
And
so-
that's where I went to middle school.
Yes,
Yep.
you did.
So myself and my two co-workers at the time, Jack and Charlie, still with us too,
Yeah.
also went to school there. So the three of us were in there in our principal's office, essentially.
Right.
Running the rec department out of Kramer. Yep.
Yeah, I remember it was talk about you moving there for quite a while, and I just kind of sat back in my probate court and said, "Gee, if she moves, maybe I can take her space." I said, "I will miss her, and I will miss Jack, and I will miss Maria, who used to
Oh,
work for
we all
you.
miss
She was
Maria.
a gem.
Yes.
She used to come in and interpret for me when I needed help.
There is nothing Maria couldn't do.
She was wonderful.
great. Mm-hmm.
You've always had great staff to work with, and you got to have great staff.
I've been very lucky with staff. Yep. Yep.
And I don't know, Charlie was with you for a while then when you were at just in town hall.
Yeah.
Of course, you had programs over at Kramer, but your offices were not there.
Right. I think it was a great move to move our offices to where most of our programs were.
I thought it was.
Yeah, it was great to see the people, and it was it pushed the effort to what we have now.
Yes, and you've always had a lot of programs. You've always helped a lot of people get recreation, and recreation, of course, as you know, is near and dear to me. I started playing ball when I was 6 years old, swimming when I was 6 years old. I'm of the belief, and I'm sure you'll agree with me, that playing team sports, especially. You probably play individual sports too. I don't. I won't play a sport where there's no defense because I like to play defense.
I'm the same, Dennis.
I don't play golf,
I'm
and
the
I don't
same.
bowl. I did it for a little bit, and I said, nope, I
Yep.
want to get in somebody's face.
I did gymnastics for a little bit.
Well, that's
and
good
that,
for-
yeah,
that
yeah.
helped you
Which
in
my
other
dad,
sports.
that was his point, I think.
Fantastic.
And then, yeah, I always liked playing defense myself.
Yeah,
Never
I
a
know.
big
I know.
scorer.
I remember
Yeah.
you as a player. I mean, Tara played on the only Willimantic girls softball little league team ever to win a district title.
That was awesome.
That was in
Yes.
that was in my 4th year in the program. I started the program.
With some really, really great ladies.
We had some. we
Oh,
were
yeah.
so lucky. We had so many kids like you, Tara, who had experience playing. Because you played baseball little league, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Started with my team was WILI, was my T-ball
were
team.
WILI?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Diana Pepin played for. What was it? They won the championship, and then Leslie played for them too, along with Wendy Quintana.
Oh, that was.
They
I
wore
can't remember the
purple
name of the team.
uniforms.
Yeah.
Ray Elliott was the coach. He was one of the coaches.
Yeah, he had 3 girls on that team.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. And you came up to the our program, which was 13 to 15, with Wendy Quintana.
Yes.
And you two were like amazing as 13-year-olds. And you played with some pretty, because Diana
Yeah.
was gone by then. Diana was 16 then, and it was only 13 to 15.
Yep.
And she couldn't play, but she was an assistant coach to Joe Henry.
She was great.
That was her first coaching
awesome.
job. I always
Yep.
tell her, don't forget, Diana, who gave you your first coaching job.
And she's incredible now.
She
Look
is
what she's
incredible.
doing. Yep.
Well, I'm so proud. I still have that picture. You weren't in it because you were too young. When I first organized as many young girls as I could to play softball.
Right.
A couple years, 3 years before you were able to start, and we had somebody took a picture of us down at Memorial Park. That's where, and it was
Right.
a windy, cold day, and somebody took a group picture, and I still have it as on my Facebook page. It's right at the top.
Oh, I gotta check
Diana's
that out.
in there, and Laura Smith, and Leslie, and Beth Kelly, Chrissy Chase, who was
Yeah.
the
she
pitcher on your championship
Tough
team.
too. Yeah.
She was tough.
Yep.
Wow. She was. I mean, she just like mowed people down.
For sure.
And then she moved to. Unfortunately, she moved to Ledyard, and she
Yep.
played for Ledyard High. She didn't play for Wyndham High.
Yep.
I don't think.
No.
But anyway, those were the days that we could reminisce about that a lot. I
We
could
could.
go on all
Could be a whole show in
a
itself.
whole show and a half.
Yeah.
But you were amazing. You when we needed when we needed you to get on base, you would get on base any way you could, taking a walk, bunting.
Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna say Wendy and I were opposite. Wendy would hit
Wendy
it
would-
out of the park, and I would bunt.
Wendy was like, we went down to Norwich one time, and Wendy hit the ball over the fence, and
Yep.
she was just 13.
They didn't like it. They
And-
thought she
and
was
they,
too old.
They
or
were,
something.
they were, and she
Yeah.
was, she was,
Yeah, tall.
she was small when she played with Leslie, and all of a sudden she got really big.
really tall.
And
Yep.
she hit a bomb over the fence at Norwich, and they couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
They couldn't believe it.
Yeah, they used to say,
13-year-old.
"Oh, she's too old."
Right. And she was actually a rookie
Yeah.
because we used her as a catcher because we needed a catcher.
Yep. Quiet and just
Oh,
unassuming.
great kid,
and,
great kid.
Yep.
You were all. I mean, that was one of the. I've had a lot of great things happen in my life, legally, athletically, whatever. But that is one of the definitely the top 10 that year.
Agreed.
Of winning that
Yep.
championship. That was something that none of us who were involved in it will ever forget.
Yeah. Very exciting.
Anyway, back to the recreation department.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned Charlie, you mentioned Jack.
Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit about your.
We have a couple new staff.
Yeah, you had to. I mean, when you
Yeah.
moved from Kramer over to Wyndham Recreation, it's
Community
community
center.
center,
Mhm.
senior
Community-
community center. Some people call it that. We were calling that when we were campaigning. I know that.
Yeah.
And it is. That's what it is.
I sometimes say Kramer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
been a year now, right?
Yeah. In May last year this May was a year.
Oh,
Yeah.
time flies. I didn't think it was that long because I remember being
Yeah.
at the opening.
Just over a year of the opening. Yep.
Wow, and you've got you've had to increase your staff because
Oh, yes.
you have more, let's say customers now, more responsibility.
I'd say. Yeah.
lot.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's more space to cover.
Oh yeah.
And it's so appealing, and there's just so many people coming in the door, and in order to offer more things, yeah, we needed more people. I mean, we replaced the the spot that you mentioned about with Maria, we got another staff person from in the town hall that took that position. You know, she was smart. She saw a nice new building and
Yeah.
moved over to that position, and
Yep.
she's doing a great job. That's Michelle.
Yeah.
And then we were able to hire a local kid that graduated from Eastern with his rec degree, Isaiah Adams.
Yeah.
And he's doing our rec programming, and you know, so he's right out of school.
That's a big job.
It's a big job. I did it for a long time.
I know you did. I
And
met
that's
Isaiah.
a fun job. It's a
Yep.
great way to start your career.
Yeah.
A great way to start your career.
Right. But I mean, you know, in order to do what you do, and what all of these people do, you really have to be a people person.
Absolutely.
And you certainly are that.
Oh, I don't know if anybody, if you know Isaiah, or if you shop at Stop and Shop, then you know Isaiah.
Yeah.
He was always the smiling face
Yep.
that you saw in Stop and Shop for years. He worked all high school and college at Stop and Shop, and everybody that comes in goes, "Oh my gosh, I miss you at Stop and Shop." It's so funny, but they're so happy to see him. He's always smiling.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it.
He's just, you know, he just loves people. He
He
loves
went into a
life,
good
and,
field for that.
He's just the right person for a job like that,
Yep.
just as you were when you had it.
Thank you.
Just, you know, and you've got all the people you have that I know that are working there in rec are people who are people persons.
Yep.
Including Charlie O'Brias.
And they're all lifelong residents of this
wonderful.
town that love the town.
Yes.
That's important, I think.
Oh, it's really important, and it's you know, I'll tell you what, the reason I was a judge of probate and I retired because I was about to age out, because you can't be a probate judge after you hit 70. Once you hit 70, you're gone. You disappear. It's like you turn into a pumpkin, and like in Cinderella.
Only in probate?
Only in probate.
Wow.
That's right. You
Right,
can
you
retire.
can-
You can retire from Superior Court, but you can still hear cases.
Right.
And you get paid for it.
Oh,
too.
that's interesting.
But in probate, it's in the state constitution. So I retired. Believe me, I would have stayed on if I could. But I retired. You know, I would have had to run for election again and only serve 1 year out of a 4-year term. So I basically, you know, I talked to John and I said, "John, it's your turn."
Yep.
You know, because I wanted John to succeed me, and it turned out that way. And he's great.
Yes.
And he's great. He's somebody I worked with in legal aid.
Yeah.
And I'm just so happy to have John in that position.
I think we all are.
But I left, and then I thought I was all done with politics, and you know, because you have to run for the position of probate judge, and I like it, but then because I like people too, and you have to like people to be in politics, and so Susan told me that she had gotten some money from the state for a community center. Not an awful lot, but $1.5 million, which is not chicken feed.
Nope. Yep.
And it didn't pay for most of this. I mean, we all know what
Right.
happened later on, but it got the ball rolling. She got the money, and for 3 or 4 years, nothing happened.
Right.
So Susan said to me, Dennis, would you do me a favor? Would you go on the town? I mean, I know what happened. Joe Underwood resigned because he was moving, and Dawn asked me Dawn Niles asked me,
Yeah.
would you be interested in going on the town council? I said, actually, Dawn, no. I said I thought I was done with politics. So I mentioned it to Susan. Susan said, "Oh, you better take advantage of that. You know, there are some things that I need to get done, and
Yes.
they're not getting done." And
Her work is never
so
done.
it was the community center that really prompted me to go on there, and we did get it together finally. We Neil Beats and I and Mary DeMarco worked our tails off to try to get a condominium down in the that old
Yes.
access building.
Yep.
And you know, and I didn't think it was ideal, but I said at least it'll be something.
Yeah.
And you remember that?
Yes. Oh yeah.
And it fell through because Access sold the building to a private developer,
Best
which
thing
was good
that
for the
could
town.
have ever happened.
Which
Yep.
is good for the town.
Yep.
Greg Haddad convinced me, because he was the chairman of the board, that it was good for the town. Mooney Haddad's son, of course. That it was good for the town because it was private investment going into the town, which is what we need a lot of that, as you know. And so we switched gears and we thought about putting it in the old theater over on Jolson Square.
Right.
I remember walking in that theater and I said, "Yeah, we could do it here. We
I
could
was.
we
You
could
have
just
better vision than
retrofit."
me because I did not see it.
I did. I thought so. You know, I'm trying to be optimistic. I said, we can retrofit this thing and make it into a pretty good community center. And then other people who were wiser than me, including probably you, said, I don't think so. So we So what we did was we built a new building, and you know, the voters went along with it,
They did.
and we worked hard to get you know, get the vote out,
Yep.
and people came out, and
It was
one
time.
thing that I loved about it, and I still love about it, I went on a tour today I haven't been there in a while, with Tara, and I see all these people in there. I
Yeah.
mean, all these people of different age groups, different ethnicities, everything. Everybody's coming together. That's the focal point of the town now, the community center.
Yeah.
And all these smiling faces, people swimming, people attending seminars, learning things, exercise programs. It was all happening while I was there for like 10 minutes. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, there's a little like 10:30 a.m. snapshot, and it looks totally different, but equally as busy at 6:30 a.m. You know,
yeah,
it's just
it's a different
or at
crowd.
6:30 p.m.
Different
you know?
crowd comes
Yeah.
in. I know what that's like. So anyway, one of the things I argued in favor of it when it was in front of the town council, I says, you know, because some people say, well, seniors together with young people, well, I don't know. I said, no, that's great. I said one of the reasons I still coach softball, and I was 75 at least. I said, it's because I like being around young people. It makes me feel young.
Yeah.
And I said, it's good for the seniors to get to know the young people and vice versa.
Yep.
I said, need to bring everybody together. And sure as hell, when I went in there this morning, wow,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Never saw anything like it before.
Oh, that's
Amazing.
great. Yeah.
Amazing. I just felt, I walked out of there, I felt, you know, a chill up and down my spine. It was so great to see it.
And I think that's how people feel when they go there and do activities and leave for the day. They feel energized.
Amazing.
They feel like they've done something. They voted yes for something that was worthwhile.
Absolutely worthwhile. And you know, you've got all these programs that you run. Not all of them are there, but you know, that's your office there. You have your office there.
Yep.
That's the locus of the whole thing. That's where it all starts, in the community center. So let's talk. I mean, you know, we're in springtime. It's a little slow getting going because it's still not warm enough for me.
No, I mean either.
I like it to be about 10 degrees, 15 degrees warmer.
Yeah.
I like being outside a lot, and it's still nice to be outside unless they have, you know, huge forest fires in Canada. But, you know,
Looking
that's
better
going to
today.
blow over,
Yeah.
and we're going to be okay. But, I mean, this is the season for people to really get into rec. And you talk about some of the things that, you have so many things that you do.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what you do. Well, let's talk about swimming.
Okay, we'll talk about the pool. You know, we start in the morning at 6 a.m. We start with lap swim in the morning, and we go all the way till about noon with lap swim, and every slot is full from the time we open till then, and then we switch over to what we would call a general swim, which you saw some of that today, where, yeah, well, I don't know, what would you say, 25 people in the pool?
I'd say 25 at least,
Yeah.
and I haven't seen my friend James Flores in a long time.
That's like an
and I
that's like an
saw him
adult
there.
recreational swim. Yeah,
Right,
there's a lot of-
recreational
some
swim is
people
great.
just talking, or then some people exercising, and just everybody takes that general swim at their own pace, you know. And then it's an adult program.
That's what
so,
you know,
yeah.
if I were there, I'd be doing the general swim.
Yep.
I don't like swimming laps.
Right.
But anyway,
Those people show up at 6 a.m. They're hardcore.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
different.
I'm hardcore in a different way.
You know, when we have people mix in, mix in a little swim and then a little gym. They go into the fitness room and they do, like, you know, 20-minute workout and a 20-minute swim. So you get a variety that way.
Absolutely.
We also
great.
have some people who will borrow a basketball and go shoot around for 20 minutes and then go swim for 20 minutes or go to the fitness room. And so, you know, starting off in the morning, that's generally where we're at, and then we switch over to the general swim, and then in the afternoon, right before we get to the evening classes, there'll be some classes mixed in there as well, but we'll also have a family swim. We have 2 or 3 of those in the evening, and I mean, sometimes we can get, you saw 25 people in there. Can you imagine what it looks like with there's 30 or 40 and people jumping off the sides? I mean, it looks like that old school, like, you know, movie pool where, you know, everybody, it's really fun looking.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
and people love it, and you know, they come in with their little floaties and they're really happy. And we have swim lessons, and beloved Cupid Sandy is still our swim instructor.
I was there a couple of months ago. I know, it was for Little League signups.
Oh, we host those in the hallway. Yeah.
Right in the hallway, Little League signups, and I happened to go in there, and I saw my good friend Steve Daly. He was
Lifeguarding.
and the pool was full. Steve was there, smiling, having a great time, and we talked about, you know, not only do you have the pool, you also have going away from the community center for water sports. You have the splash park.
Oh, this, yes,
And
yeah.
also,
Yep, and the
also,
waterfront.
The waterfront.
Yep.
And it's a little cold for that right now.
Right. We're still open on the weekends right now.
That's right.
Yep.
I asked Steve. Steve said, "Yeah." I said, "How is the water?"
I don't. You don't have a
How's
lot
the
of
water?
we have a lot of people going down there right now, but it's going to be 80s this weekend. We might get some folks. Yep.
Summer will happen. It happens every year, and the place will be mobbed.
Yep.
And,
Yes.
And that is another option because I like swimming indoors, but I also like swimming outdoors.
Yep.
And especially as long as the water's not too cold.
Oh, the splash pad is not bad. It's not as cold as you'd think it would be.
No, not for little kids.
Nope, and we keep it open a little later now in the evenings for
Yeah.
people who get home from work and
Yeah.
just want to take their little ones down for
Yeah.
splash around. So that's nice.
That's wonderful. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. People have options to swim.
Absolutely.
3 different ones actually for water sports. The pool at the community center, the splash park, and the splash pod, and the waterfront.
Yep.
Fantastic. And you have lots of lifeguards. You must.
Well, we do. We seem to never have enough.
I know. I hear that.
Oh, it's I don't know what it is about that. It's generally something that you become a lifeguard around 16 or 17.
That's what
and then
I
you
did.
do it until you go to college.
I did that.
And then we lose them.
Yeah.
So we
You have to-
even when they stay local and go to UConn or Eastern, their schedules get tough,
Yeah.
and so it's really hard to find kind of a permanent type of thing. So but we're used to it.
Well,
we
that's
know
to be
it.
certified.
Yeah, and so we will do whatever we have
And
to
you
do to
do
get
the
people
certification
certified.
too.
Yes.
You provide
Yes.
lifeguard training as
Yes.
well.
Yeah. So we will do whatever it takes to get people certified. I'm at the point now where I'm hiring kids of people that I hired their parents when I
Yeah.
first got here. So
Wow.
yeah, it's interesting
circle
like
of
that
life or
now.
something
Yep.
like that.
Yep.
But I was thinking to myself, I had heard in a lot of places that there's a lifeguard shortage.
Yep.
And I said, gee, my certification is like 65 years old. But I
You
was.
get a research.
But I didn't have to research. I don't think so.
It's only 5 feet.
I could
now.
actually do it. I actually function better in the water than I do on land right now.
That's right.
Because I have some problems with my knees, but on the water I don't feel it. So
No, we need to get back in the
But
water.
anyway, that's so important to me as somebody who's a real water fanatic to have the pool
Yes.
and to have those other options, and that is wonderful.
Yes, it is. It is. Yep. That was important to the town to build that pool, and it's gorgeous.
It is beautiful.
Yeah, it is. And Jack does a great job keeping it together. And we'd invite everybody to come down and check it out and get yourself a pass and go swimming at some of our open times. Everything's listed on our website, wyndhamrec.org. You can check it out. But if you're a resident, it's $10 a month to use it.
Cheap.
Yep.
That's real cheap.
Yep.
It's a lot cheaper than I'm not going to mention any other places. But
No, we know.
it is cheaper. It is very inexpensive, and it's $20 for a non-resident, right?
Right.
And so, whenever you come up with a proposal like this, like the community center or renovating the high school, there are always people who have reasons why it won't work. And
Yep.
you know what? This is working really well.
Yes.
I mean, you go in, all you have to do is go in there. You have to drive by the parking lot and you see all the cars there.
Yeah.
Or just go in there and see all the people there.
Yep. Both sides of the parking lot are full.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It's amazing. I mean, it is the focal point of the town. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yes.
And
Proud to say that it is. Yes.
Yeah, and you're there as the director of the recreation side, and you've got human services there as well.
Right.
And you work well together.
Yep, and everyone over there is so welcoming and so kind and friendly, and we have so many people come in and use the human service
Yes.
services, and so that I think it's the right place to have them.
It's a focal point
Yep.
of the town. I'm telling
Yep,
you.
the community. There are community members who need the human services, and it works well with recreation and senior citizens, and even Wyndham Pride is in there now.
Yep.
They're going to do their couple of their week-long programs this summer right
Sure.
out of the center.
That's great.
And it brings the more teens in. It's
Right,
perfect.
and that big community room you have there is used for. I know I gave a talk there to the town council about the town charter,
Yep,
and it's a great place for that kind of thing.
absolutely.
Yeah, you have
Yep.
a stage and everything.
Yep.
It's really neat. Bruce
And the
John.
seniors use it, for their lunches and for their programs during the day, and then in the evening, it gets used for other town needs.
If I wasn't still working full time, you'd see me there a lot more often during the day.
Bruce John just did a show for the seniors
Yeah,
this week.
I know.
Yep.
I keep up with Bruce on
He
Bruce
loves
on
the
Facebook.
seniors. He's great. Yes.
He's wonderful.
Yep.
Anyway, we're reached a point where we have a commercial break now, so we're gonna let our sponsors talk. We've got some great sponsors, especially I got to mention the Gates Group of of motor vehicle franchises, and they're fantastic. They have done so much for the town with the Elks Club and whatnot, and they've sponsored this show for more than probably 25 years. And I hey, they are wonderful, and they're real big supporters of our town. They're sort of like David Foster, people who just help us out.
Keep giving.
And they know a good thing when they see it. And the good thing, folks, is the town of Windham and our wonderful people, including Matt Rupar, because Matt Rupar lives in Windham now.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Okay, we'll be right back after these messages. Hey, it's Dennis O'Brien. I'm here with Tara Risley Calixto. She is the Director of Recreation for the town of Windham, and she's been in that position for quite a while, doing a wonderful job. And recreation opportunities in our town have just blossomed and exploded ever since Tara became director. And one of the reasons is our new community center. But I forgot. I have to mention when I notified Wayno this morning that and John Tuitt that you would be on the show. I said, well, Tara will be on the show to talk about the recreation programs and also the first anniversary of the community center. And he said, what about BBP? And both John Tuitt and I, who were on the message, said, what's BBP? And he said, Boombox Parade. I said, oh, Wayno's Parade.
I've been doing it for 30 years, and I've never called it the BBP. So, but now that's a thing. That's
well,
going
I
to be
guess
hashtag
we're
BBP.
we're gonna have to respond to that somehow.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Boombox Parade is something that started a long time ago, thanks to Kathy Clark and NWIL. With Kathy Clark, without Kathy Clark, it wouldn't have happened, of course. But then the recreation department did get involved in it pretty early on, right?
Yeah.
You
Oh,
remember
yeah.
how that happened? Was it before you?
Yeah, it was. I remember when I first started working for Patty Murphy.
Oh yeah, Patty Murphy.
Yeah,
that's right.
she would have me come down and help her out with
You manage it. I mean, you
yeah,
manage
so I learned right from the beginning as to the details of how it. The best thing about that parade is that there's not much to organize except for the lineup because everybody just comes as they are, and it's sort of a free for all. So
it's the lineup.
You have to manage, some of that a little bit. Like, you can't really take that out down the street, but other than that, it's we're never sure what we're going to get, but the people in this town never disappoint. Never. I don't care about rain, weather, COVID. They do not disappoint. They are unreal.
Yeah, and one of my early memories of the recreation department's involvement is I can still see Jack directing traffic on Valley Street.
Oh, that's a tough job.
And you've done that too.
Yes.
And you've done everything.
Everyone has to go through that position.
Right.
That's like a
You've
rite of passage.
I know. I'm always up front, right in front of Wayno, holding the banner.
Yep.
And I suppose I'll be carrying the doggone banner again this year.
Yep.
Because nobody else will do it. So I will carry the banner, and I'll have to recruit helpers.
That walk starts to get long, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'd have to recruit my granddaughters and whatnot. And
Yeah.
Grandpa, do we really have to? I said, yeah, come on, you'll enjoy it. Look at all the people cheering. And
you do, yeah.
So they end up liking it. But anyway, you always set up the line of march.
Yes.
And you might get Governor Lamont.
Yeah.
You get Blumenthal will be here.
Oh, yep.
I mean,
Always.
He actually got injured in the parade earlier this year. Somebody fell on him or something.
Yes, he broke an arm or collarbone or something.
Something in his leg, I thought.
Oh, okay.
And I can still remember the year he was here, and a bunch of guys came by. I was talking to him at the end of the parade with Denise Merrill, and a bunch of guys came by with water guns.
Oh.
And he looked like he had just jumped in the Lauder Park.
He got super soaked.
He got super soaked?
He sure did.
And you know what? I was ripped. I was really
Yes.
mad. He just looked at me and said, Dennis, walk across the street with me. I did. He got into his car. I stood in front of him, so he had to change his clothes in the car.
Oh, wow.
Because he knew that, it was hot. And he was going to go to other parades, too.
Yes.
And he wanted to make sure he was,
Well, those were the days of the super soakers. And,
That's right.
We started to have people come with giant trucks of water.
Yeah, well, that's...
And and it was, the thing about it is that it's the boombox parade.
Yeah.
And boomboxes are hard to come by,
Right.
to be honest.
Oh, really? Now they are.
Yeah, and so,
I still
you
have
know,
a
at
few.
that point, people's boomboxes were getting destroyed with
Yeah,
water, and
yeah.
so it just, unfortunately, became a thing that was like, we can't be the water parade. We got to continue to be the boombox
No, they can do that
parade.
in other places.
Yep.
But anyway, he took it so well, and he will be back. I assure you. I don't
Yes.
think he ever misses a boombox parade.
Nope.
Senator Blumenthal, the governor is planning on coming, of course,
Yep.
and
Same,
I certainly will be there, and Tara will be there.
same
and,
time,
I
July
think,
4th, 11 a.m., line up at 9.
Great. I think we've said enough about it. Let's
There
move
you
on to
go.
something else, Wayne. Okay, Wayne. Anyway, but I'm looking forward to it. It's exciting. I love it.
The BBP.
The BBP. That's right. You don't even have to say boombox parade anymore. Okay. So you've got basketball there. You've got the gym is great. I see. I was in there today, and they had it divided into 2 sections. There were some women playing. I guess across, right?
Yep.
We used to do that at the old Y.
Yeah.
We get more players in that way. I used to go to play. I played a lot of basketball at the old Y. I really missed that, but now
Yeah, you can get 2 games going at once that
that's
way.
right. That's wonderful.
Yep.
And you don't have to run as far.
Yeah,
I like
the teenagers don't care. They don't mind it.
I like that part when I was like in my 40s.
Yeah, well,
That
the
was
women
great.
that were there today like that part
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
There's,
yeah.
they compete in a senior
Yeah.
women's game, and they've brought home the bronze a few times. They're pretty aggressive.
They look pretty good.
Yeah.
They look pretty good out
Yep.
there. They know how to play the game. They know how to pass the ball. They know how to play a team game.
Absolutely, pick and rolls, and they're
love
very fundamental.
Just like the Yukon Husky women.
Oh, yep.
Fantastic. Same style of play. Anyway, probably not as good.
Not as
but
quick.
Not as fast, right?
Yeah.
They're still playing below the rim, like I used to.
That's right.
Anyway, the gym is fabulous. I mean,
Yep.
I happened the day I was up there for the Little League signups. I walked into the gym, and my good friend Kervin Ocasio was coaching a game.
Yep.
I've coached with Kervin in Little League
Right.
for a long time, and I was just thrilled. It was delightful because I coached in that league 1 year.
We'll hopefully have him for a long time.
Yeah,
He's got little ones.
He's got a lot of kids.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's right. He's got little ones coming up, and I think he will. I think he loves it.
Oh yeah.
I think he loves it.
Yeah,
I don't know how he does it, but well,
can
I don't
count
know.
on him.
I don't know how I did it when I did it too. So that's the way
I
it
did it
goes.
for a year
You gotta
too.
love it. You gotta love it. Anyway, the gym is fabulous.
Yeah.
And you have the exercise room with all the machines and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that gets a lot of use.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. Oh yeah, quite a bit. Yep.
Yeah, that's the one thing I want to use a lot.
Yeah.
I need to do that. I've got a
There's
home
a
gym at home that I set up.
Plethora of machines in there. Almost every machine you can think of, we've got. And if it's not particularly in that room, it's probably because it didn't fit, and we moved it upstairs, and
Yep.
we've probably got it. We've got a rower, a ski machine, numerous treadmills, the stair machine. You know, the stationary bikes. We've got spin bikes. We have a couple of spin classes. Well, there's a graduation walking by us right now. Interesting. That's cool.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I think that's the ACT school
Oh,
having
the
their
actual
graduation at the
graduating
stage.
there. Oh,
Yep.
walking by in their
Yeah.
regalia, their
I'm sorry. That
mortar
just
boards
was
and
cool
black.
to see. Yep.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's always something happening here. in
Well, yeah,
Wyndham.
there is.
Never a dull moment. If you're interested in action, you're interested in things to do. Wyndham is the place to be, and nobody knows more about action in Wyndham than my guest Tara Risley Calixto, our recreation director.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah. I
Definitely.
mean, you know, there's pickleball in the gym now too.
Yep.
You know, so we increased that. I really wasn't even so sure how popular it was. So I first laid
it's
down
popular.
I first laid down one court,
Yeah.
and then the word spread, and they have their own Facebook pages, and I mean, I have never seen a sport grow so quickly. I've been involved in sports my whole life.
You have.
And
You had to.
the big three, you know, basketball, baseball, and
Yeah, me too.
and soccer. But you know, this sport is just it's kind of it's for all.
Yeah.
You know, so but we have 4 courts laid out. We have 4
Fabulous.
courts laid out, and some days, you know, people are waiting 2 or 3 games to get their turn. But
I
you know,
heard
we have
that.
we've added a few days a week, so everybody's kind of moved outside to our gorgeous outdoor facility that we have as well.
Yeah, you have the outdoor courts out in
Plains
in-
Road.
Yeah, right in Plains Road, and
Tuckett Park.
they're filled all the time. From
Oh,
what I
yeah,
hear.
yeah.
And there are lots of folks coming in from out of town to use them.
Yep.
And you know what? That's good because we need to bring folks in from out of town. We're a welcoming town. One thing about our town, it's a lot like the town I grew up in Central Connecticut, which I won't name because people say I name them too much. But I grew up in a town in central Connecticut, which is a very welcoming town now, and it was when I was a kid.
Well,
and this town welcomes everybody. Everybody's welcome
very
here.
much like New Britain.
Yes,
It,
it is. It's,
you know, with people coming to the community center to play, you know, the Shetucket's kind of on the outskirts of town.
yeah,
So you get people shopping at IGA and stuff like that,
Right.
but still, they now are coming right into town, and they're doing a lot of shopping and a lot of eating and a lot of things in town when they're here.
and you
So
mentioned it before. They're seeing what a great town this is and all the great facilities we have. The new facilities we have, the parking garage is probably the nicest looking parking garage I've ever seen.
Love it.
People are using it. And we heard all kinds of criticism about that. What do we need a parking garage for? Well, you know what? It's half full, at least half full all the time.
it's great.
And people can come downtown. I think they can use it for free for 2 hours. I'm pretty sure it's 2 hours.
Yes.
It's at least 2 hours, just like the one up in Mansfield,
Yep.
Mansfield Center, and it's just a great facility. But you know, the key is the community center, and also the renovation of the high school. We are trying to bring people to Wyndham. We want young families to want to move here.
Right.
So if people want to sell their homes, some people talk about they want to move. They want to move down south. Okay. Now you know you can sell your home now and get a really good price for it if that's what you really want to do.
Yep.
If not, stick around and come to the community center
That's
because
right.
you're going to love it.
Right, because there's a lot of things for seniors there too. I know you've had Angela
Absolutely.
on to talk about all those programs, and it's a really great thing when you see someone go show up first thing in the morning, come and use the fitness room until the senior center opens, then go get their coffee, then come back and use the pool, and then sit out with their friends and join one of the activities. I mean, there's seniors that just go for the socialization of it, and then there's the very active seniors, and they use both sides, and they're not afraid of interaction on either side. I mean, they welcome it. So it's really been fantastic, and the people on the community center side are, you know, they're great, and we all work together.
It's
And it's
amazing.
been great.
It's you know it's successful even beyond my wildest dreams, and I knew it was going to be great, but I didn't know the building was going to be that big and that beautiful.
A good looking, I
It's
know.
a good
It
looking
is.
building.
It
I
is.
talked about the parking garage looking good. Well, this is a good looking building.
is.
And it's attractive. And when you see it, it's called Gilson Square now. I heard there's a move on to maybe rename it after David Foster. And I heard that on the radio today I know, with Tom DeVio saying it. But whatever you call it, it's a beautiful area. And you know, when I was at the concert a couple weeks ago, and I looked over and I saw the community center, I said, "Wow, look at that!
Yeah.
That is so beautiful." And you know, it's just amazing what a success it's been, and people are using it. It's not like you know, some people say, "Whoa, nobody will go there." You know,
Oh.
I'm sure people from out of town are coming in here too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, and they have to pay the out of town fee,
Right,
and
right.
they have no problem doing it.
Right.
You know, they want something different too, so they're coming to town and checking it out. Everybody comes and checks it out, and when they do that,
Yeah.
they end up participating.
Well,
There's very few people that come and check it out and don't end up participating.
I was there one day with Angela 6 months ago, maybe, and Susan was with me, and we ran into Harry Carboni. And Harry Carboni is not easy to please sometimes.
Right.
And he said to me, he said, "Wow, this place is great."
Well, that's
And I
awesome.
said, "Harry, if Harry likes it, it's got to be
That
great."
is awesome.
So it is an awesome place, and you know, again, I want to emphasize the recreation opportunities in this town are not limited to the community center. We talked about the Boombox Parade. I mean, you have connections with all of the sports programs for kids, including the Willimantic Little League, including the midget football,
Yep.
including whatever soccer.
Oh,
and
all the leagues,
I
yep,
mean,
yep.
you are the clearinghouse for all that kind of
Absolutely.
information.
Yep.
And
For
if
youth,
people
for
want-
adult, for
Everybody.
Yep.
If people want to know something about recreation opportunities in town, you just call the recreation department.
Right.
Makes sense, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So I mean, there's everything. I mean, you can go on the website and they've got a long list of programs. They still do some trips to ball games and stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, that kind of took a back seat when
course.
during COVID,
Sure.
obviously.
Obviously.
And then once we got back into being able to do it, prices kind of skyrocketed. So it got out of the range of what our community members could afford to do. So
Yep.
so we're putting them back in slowly but surely. And we're trying to do some kind of local stuff with just like families and trips, that people don't have to drive. So you check us out for that. And we tried to do a bowling trip that was to a place that had like sort of an indoor amusement with families, and we got a few families. We didn't get enough to do it, but we're gonna keep trying.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna keep trying. We don't give up.
The farther we get away from COVID, the more
Yes.
successful that's going to be.
Yeah.
I can remember two of the best trips that I took with my entire family to games were sponsored by the rec department way back. I can still remember Jack Jenkins, who was like totally in control of the whole situation.
Oh yeah, he's good at that.
We went to the Boston Garden, and he got off the bus and he knew everybody. He seemed to know everybody in Boston, and he knew where the driver needed to park and everything.
He knew where to get his sub, his peppers
Everything.
and onions sub.
Everything, and
Yeah.
he took care of everything. And you know what? I said, I feel so comfortable because Jack Jenkins is in charge.
And that is how you feel on our trips. Like, you're going to Yankee Stadium with Charlie O'Brien.
Yep.
You get a good
Oh,
trip.
There's a Yankee fan.
Yeah,
for you.
you're not gonna miss anything.
Oh, I want to go to. I've never been to Yankee Stadium. I've been to Citi Field. I've of course been to Fenway, but I have not been to Yankee Stadium.
Maybe we can get a Cardinals game somewhere in there.
Well, the Cardinals will be coming there probably next year.
All right, we'll see what we can do.
They came to Boston this year, and I was
Yeah.
up there. I saw the Cardinals sweep the Red Sox, even though they're having a terrible year. They managed to sweep the Red
Remember
Sox.
when I wore your Cardinals hat to
I
Wrigley?
do.
To Wrigley?
Tara was my neighbor in the town hall. She told me she knew I was a Cardinal fan. I've got about 40 Cardinal hats, and she asked if she could borrow one of my Cardinal hats to go to Wrigley Field.
I saw Cardinals Cubs. It was an amazing
Lucky
game.
you didn't get hurt.
I know.
Actually, they're very friendly.
Yeah.
Sue and I went to Wrigley Field a few years later. We actually drove all the way. We brought our cat with us because the cat had medical problems.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it was unbelievable.
Oh my
The cat was
gosh.
great. Cat was great. So we went to Wrigley Field, and I wore my Cardinal gear.
Yep.
I can show
Yeah,
you
a lot
pictures.
of other people
and they,
did too.
They were nice to me.
Yes. Yeah.
Cub fans were very nice. It's
Yeah.
not like Red Sox and Yankees. They're not as rough.
Well, I put it away. I mean, I only wore it for a little while.
Don't take any chances.
No.
Anyway, this is. I'm so glad to have you on the show, and you have a wonderful staff, you have a wonderful facility, you have programs that are just amazing. You and your staff have created more and more programs as time has gone by. Part of it because you have the new facility, but I just think the facility is already a huge success, and we're only 1 year out from
Yes.
the opening.
Yep. No, we've creating revenue, which I definitely think people didn't think we would. We've added staff. We're adding programs regularly. We're constantly taking ideas for programs. So if you're good at something and you want to teach it, or you want to offer it to the town residents, we would be happy to have a meeting with you. We had Osvaldo, everybody knows him as the dance instructor in town. He came in and said, "Hey, I'd like to teach dance." Absolutely, of course.
He's great. Yep.
Yep. So we have a chess club. I mean, it's more than just sports. It's also leisure opportunities. It's the full gambit of recreation. And it's because the facility is so good, and we can offer so much more than we could at the previous facility. I think we did everything we could there.
I think you did.
We were there from 8 in the morning until 8 or 9 to 10 at night, and
Absolutely.
people were using the building, but it was so limited for space. I mean, that pool, anyone who used it will tell you it was a magical little pool, and we used it to its fullest capacity, but it started to have problems. And they were expensive to fix, and so moving from where we were to where we are was like moving on up. It was like the Jeffersons, it was like incredible.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Kramer's a wonderful building, and it served us so well for so many years. I played a lot of basketball in that building, and I still have memories of some of the great plays I was involved in and some of the bad ones. But a lot of fun playing up there, and because the men's league got so popular that they couldn't just do it all at the Y, so they expanded.
Well,
up
we
to
took everything we had there and multiplied it.
everything.
by 10.
That gym for basketball that you have is fabulous.
Yeah,
it is beautiful.
It is.
And the pool is fabulous, and it's just it's
It's got everything. It's got shot clocks. It's got the the college 3-point line. So, if anybody runs into trouble and you need a practice there, a game there or something, that's what we did it for. It's got full capabilities.
Well, I sure wish they had that 3-point line when I played, because that was my best ability, was shooting. I wasn't that good at the rest of the game, but at defense too. But I could make the long shot.
Yeah.
As long as they
Logo
let me take
shot.
it. As long as they let me take it. As long as they got off me a little bit. But anyway, great to have you on the show,
Thank you.
Tara. Got to have you come back and talk about some programs specifically.
Sure.
And some things, but for the summer, definitely it won't be long before the river waterfront. At Lauder Park will be crowded.
Yep.
And kids and adults will be down there having a great time. There will still be people swimming at the community center like they were today. I saw so many people there today. It's amazing.
Come see us. Check out our website.
Yes, come. Yeah, she gave me a great tour today.
Anyone can have a tour.
And you know what? I'm sure that's open to anybody.
Absolutely.
I'm not that special, but I wanted to see it because I haven't toured the building since it was open. Really, I haven't seen all parts of it. The
in
wrestling
use
area.
like that. In use too is fun to see.
That's right. But it was so great to see so many people there having fun. It just lifted me up, and frankly, it made my day. And this show is making my day. Just talking about this wonderful thing that I too was a little bit of a part of, being on the town council.
Absolutely.
And it's great to get back together with my old friend Tara from. Well, like I said, I've known her since she was 13 years old.
We won't talk about how many years that
We won't say how many years it was, but Rupar says it's time to go. So
Thank you.
Thank you, Tara. Great to have you on the
Thank you,
show.
Dennis.
Tara Risley Calixto, Recreation Director, will be back next week with another great guest, and hopefully Susan Johnson will be here too. Thank you, folks, for listening.